Hey everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the mapping overlays on the land portal, what they can do, how to use them. So let's get started. So here you can see I'm on the land portal's mapping page, and bottom right we have these mapping filters down here. You can do a lot of things with these. I'm just going to zoom into an area and we're going to start reviewing. Actually, let's go down south so we can see some more of the stuff. Let's just go, I don't know, outside of Daytona Beach or something like that. So if you click mapping filters down here, obviously when you zoom in, you can see the parcels as they pop up. You can see, or as you zoom in, you can see the different parcels, the outlines on the parcels, everything like that. So here we have some overlays here. If you want the parcel numbers on here, you can put the parcel numbers and the parcel numbers will show up. You need to be zoomed in for that so it's not too overwhelming on the site. You can see all the parcel numbers there, and you can also get the information in this top right area. You'll get some information here as well as you scroll over parcels. I'm going to take the parcel numbers off. I'm going to take the owner names off even. You can take off the parcel boundaries if you want. And if you just want to review an area maybe and just look an area, you can click floodplain, you click contour lines, you can click wetlands, you can click water features. So let's go one by one through all of these overlays that we have here. Starting with contour lines, this is the slope. So as you zoom in, you can see how much above sea level this is. So this is 40 feet above sea level. This is 60 feet. So this slopes up a little bit, and this is kind of the peak of this area. Obviously, we're in Florida, so the elevation is pretty minimal here. As you go to higher elevation places, maybe the Northeast or even northern Georgia, something like that, you're going to see a lot more slope, and the contour lines might be a lot closer together. But make sure you're paying attention to the feet above. Sometimes they're 20 feet apart, and sometimes they're 10 feet apart. It just matters the area. So let's click off contour lines, and you can have all these up at the same time, but I just want to click it so it's a little cleaner for you guys as we're going through. So now we're on floodplain, and you can see there's some floodplain running through here, and there's multiple colors on here. So what's cool about this is you can click on each part of the floodplain, and it's going to tell you what type of floodplain it is. So as you get farther out from this floodplain, you can see this is a 0.2 annual percentage of flooding. As you get closer, this is zone AE, and then this is a floodway. So this is definitely the most flooding, and then you can see the name on this one was 0.2%. So clicking off of here and going to wetlands, there are not, okay, there's the wetlands popping up. And again, you can click on the wetlands, you can click on this, and you can see the type of wetlands that it is. Going to water features, so let's take this off, and you can see this is an actual creek that's running through here. This is all pulling up as a water feature. So if you zoom out, you're going to see lakes, ponds, creeks. This is Florida, so there's a ton of water features, and you can do this anywhere in the country. Let's go up to an area that might be a little less wet. So let's just zoom in somewhere in Georgia and see what comes up. Okay, so water features. You can see these thin lines here. These are actual creeks. As you get dotted lines, they're just like, they're not legitimate creeks a lot of times. It's just like little waterways. But these thick lines are going to be more legitimate creeks. You can see a swamp creek right here. Again, a lot of information coming up here. And like I said, you can click all these at the same time. So I have wetlands and water features up. You can see wetlands are typically going to be surrounded around the water features. Same thing with floodplain. Floodplain is not going to be the whole type. So you can see all this on one image. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys, let me get off these overlays, is the 3D map. So contour lines are great to see 3D or to see the slope, but you can also use a 3D map. Let's go to a more sloped area. Let's go up to northern Georgia like I talked about. And we'll hit contour lines first so you guys can see. So let's hit contour lines, and you can see that this is going to be a much more sloped area. And maybe you don't understand what these lines are. Maybe it's difficult for you for whatever reason. You can click 3D, and you can actually see the slope. So if you go here and you click 3D, it's going to pull up a 3D map here, and you can see, it might be hard on the video, but you can see how severe this mountain is. Like, this is a very, very mountainous area. Roads are running through the bottom. Again, this is northern Georgia. You can see the peaks are all kind of named on here, which is really cool. But that is going to give you a good idea of what the parcel looks like. Down here, you can obviously change the street view as well. But that 3D is a very beneficial thing. If you're trying to see if there's a buildable spot on a piece of land or something like that, hitting 3D is very valuable. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, put the questions in the comments in the YouTube channel below. Other than that, thank you so much. We'll see you next time.